In the GD Europe 2016 talk, GONTNODS Christian Divine reflects on the writing and design process for Life is Strange, and how its development heralds a new era for narrative games. Divine discusses how the acceptance of life is strange among players, whereas they cite that game narratives are expanding, and the new age has become a blue age of storytelling. It was an insightful talk that's definitely still worth watching, so developers should not miss the opportunity to do so now that it's freely available on the official GD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events. And the service offers even more members-only content for GD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like GD Vault, already have full access to GD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via the GD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for GD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office accompanied by contacting staff via the THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact GD Vault technical support. Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Unity has revised its terms of service to ensure developers can use any third-party service that integrates into Unity. The change is in response to the engine maker's dispute with Spectalo's creator Improbable, and means the company is no longer in breach of Unity's tools. Unity said in a blog, "It appears to be good news for devs who rely on Spectalo's during the online multiplayer side of their projects." Although Unity has still distanced itself from Improbable, explaining it cannot vouch for how their service works with Unity, as we have no insight into their technology. Today's change in our tools means Improbable is no longer in breach by providing you a service, and that we are able to reinstate their licenses, said Unity. "We know Improbable was in violation even before the December tools update and misrepresented their affiliation with us. Although Spectalo's is not a supported third-party service, it can continue to be used for development and shipping games." Unity also said it will let developers who do not upgrade their projects stick with the Somatos agreement they accepted when they signed up, allowing them to avoid any potentially undesirable changes. The company has also pledged to host any tools changes on GitHub to be completely transparent about what changes are happening. And when you make a game with Unity, you own the content and you should have the right to put it wherever you want. Our tools did not reflect this principle, something that is not in line with who we are, explained the company. Our tools update on December 5th was an attempt to define what our terms mean for the cloud and an opportunity to make our business model clearer. After listening to developers, we realized how this language came across and how it would impact your ability to choose. Unity is holding an Ask Me Anything session on Reddit at 10 a.m. PST to discuss the changes. But you can find out more right now over on the Unity blog. Equinox is a soothing game of shaping nature, having players create their own ecosystems of plants and animals living in harmony. Through the flora and fauna that you place throughout the world, you will feed into the needs of your living beings, creating a healthy world. Carl Wimble, developer of Equinox, put a deep love for the nurturing, calming power of nature into this sandbox title, using his own happy experiences with plants to create a slower, more relaxed game. Not only would it be relaxing to play, but in some ways, its nature also made it more relaxing to develop, creating with for even the developer to unwind while creating it. Intrigued to learn more about Wimble's naturalistic approach to game development, we caught up with Feynman himself. A quick chat about what happens when game dev and Mother Nature cross paths. I have always been very interested in nature, and love being outside in general. When I was young, my mom used to teach me all about the different birds and plants in our garden, and I really enjoyed growing things of my own, especially vegetables. I still do that to this day, in pots, on the balcony, anywhere that I can find space for it. So, back in 2015, when I was deciding what project to do next, I wanted to make something nature-related to allow me to tie together two of my passions, nature and game development. When I was deciding what type of game I wanted to make, I first considered making something similar to a farming simulator, as I have always enjoyed growing vegetables myself. However, there were already a lot of farming games in existence, so I decided to go for something similar, but with a bit less structure, something a bit more organic. That's where the idea of creating and balancing ecosystems came from. At the start, I had plans for a very sandbox-y simulation game, but as the project progressed, my ideas for the game altered slightly, and I started incorporating more aspects of city builder-style games. Concepts such as paying currency to buy new objects for the world, earning currency back from certain objects, unlocking newer and more interesting objects as you progress, and managing your world to ensure nothing gets out of balance. For me, personally, I have always found something inherently satisfying about nurturing something, putting effort into growing it, and watching it thrive and grow over time. It's like a very physical representation of progress. You put in the time and effort to look after something and you get to see the results very clearly as the plant grows. It's even more satisfying when the plant produces fruit or vegetables, so that you can literally harvest the fruits of your labor. So, I imagine that it's a similar feeling with the wildlife in Ecoinox. You have to make some choices and put in some effort to make the habitats suitable for living in, and you then get your work pay off as the plants and animals flourish. Plus, in Ecoinox, this happens a lot faster than in real life, so the satisfaction comes a lot quicker. Combine that with completing tasks and continuously unlocking new species with different behaviors as you progress, and you get a rather satisfying experience. The main variety in the game comes from the fairly large number of species and the various different biomes. Over the years that I have been working on Equinox, I have continuously been adding in new species to the game, and try to give many of the plants and animals their own unique behaviors and effects. Even the plant species mostly have their own different purposes in the ecosystem, such as providing food, improving the biome quality, healing sick animals, calming the bees, producing fruit, providing a place for birds to nest, etc. There were actually many more animals in Equinox at one point during development, but I decided to cut back a bit to ensure that each animal really added some value and something unique to the game, instead of just being another generic bouncing animal with a slightly different model. There's every chance that I will add more of this species back into the game in the future, once I have spent the time to give them interesting behaviors and characteristics. To start with, I was somewhat limited by my artistic skills, As a programmer, I do not have much experience with 3D modeling, so the first few animals I added were ones that I thought would be simple to make. The sheep was the first animal in Equinox, because I could make it using just a white blob with a few bits attached. As the project went on, I did manage to improve my low-poly modeling skills a bit and was able to add some more interesting animals. I often chose animals based on the behaviors that I thought would be interesting to add to the game.